You poured the concrete, you built the transmission lines, you erected the massive computing campuses. Grid operators and regulators manage the foundational physical ledger of the modern economy because they control the real-world materials that sustain it. This is Layer 1, the tangible network of copper, steel, and high-voltage current. Whoever manages this physical ledger dictates the absolute limit of technological progress. But today, this infrastructure is paralyzed. Multi-billion-dollar expansion projects are stalled, unable to move past the planning stage. This chart shows the scale of the blockage. A 280-gigawatt waiting list for grid access is currently bottlenecking at a single point. This queue has accumulated under the weight of human bureaucracy and a reliance on speculative paper demand. This administrative void is Layer 2, where human committees attempt to manually calculate the dynamic math of a living grid. These committees are failing to keep up. Up to 80% of the requests in this queue consist of statistical ghosts, demand that doesn't actually exist. These ghosts trap real resources. There is $18.9 billion in capital currently locked inside these hollow requests. Human committees cannot calculate grid math fast enough to clear this, leaving billions in capital trapped behind illusions of demand. The solution requires a shift to ZeroHive's Layer 3 protocol, which replaces the traditional committee with an algorithmic fiduciary. The protocol follows a strict sequence. The algorithm must execute its verification before any new power is approved. Because power variables change instantly, replacing human bias with algorithmic mathematics is the only way to manage a dynamic grid. This chart shows the protocol's verification process, which calculates the exact intersection of ecological capacity, grid readiness, and human need. The protocol replaces speculative paper requests with mathematically verified attested demand. This verification creates an immediate ripple effect across the grid's backlog. Speculative ghosts are instantly purged from the queue, clearing the path for real projects. This releases the $18.9 billion in trapped capital, allowing it to flow back into building physical infrastructure. By using algorithms to clear the queue, the system reaches a dynamic equilibrium where supply matches actual demand. This physical leverage at the grid level provides the mechanism for governors and state regulators to manage massive tech monopolies. Traditional governance is struggling to keep pace. It is impossible to control borderless AI companies using only legal paperwork. Legal and geographic boundaries provide little friction against digital entities that scale across a vacuum. The era of trying to bind the digital ecosystem with paper laws is over. A more effective structure forces hyperscalers to physically anchor their compute to a specific geography by joining a local calibration hub. This creates ground truth. Local physical resources and energy limits natively bound the AI's capabilities. Regulators gain a deterministic map of their state's energy capacity and survival, projected 15 days into the future. By grounding the cloud in physical reality, state regulators gain the accountability that borderless tech companies previously bypassed. Managing the AI expansion requires regulating the digital economy through the physical laws of thermodynamics and transmission lines. This alignment between digital demand and physical limits is the final layer needed for a stable economy. Establishing an undeniable local truth provides a way to regulate the digital future that paperwork alone cannot achieve.